Hi there, I'm Beth with MessyMarriage.com and another edition of Sloppy Joe Time. And today I'm talking about the sloppy expectation that I can read my husband's mind. Now, I've always been someone who loves fill in the blank. You know, I love those quizzes that tell you what your personality is. I love solving a mystery. I love following the breadcrumbs to the door of closure. And when something is unfinished, I want to figure it out. And the same goes with my husband. You know, he will do something that I feel like I don't quite understand. Maybe he didn't communicate fully, or maybe he did communicate, but he left out parts of it that I don't quite understand. And I feel like it's my cue to read his mind. Now, there's an author, Jerry Scazzaro, that talks about this, and she calls it mind reading and says it's a faulty way of relating. It's a boundary violation. Now, if I could make money off of this, I would be a millionaire, but really all I do is I make a mess in those moments when I'm trying to read my husband's mind. Now, the other day I was headed out the door and I wanted to ask my husband's opinion about something. So I stopped what he was doing and wanted to share, but he was in the middle of something and told me that he couldn't focus on what I had to say. Now, I felt like, I've got to get out the door. I want to ask you this question. So I decided I'm going to read my husband's mind instead of respecting his boundary. I decided that he felt like I was not a priority. And I also decided that he needed to know that he was not making me a priority. So I proceeded to tell him, I feel like you're not making me a priority right now, and I want you to stop and listen. Well, that didn't go over too well because he felt like his boundary was violated. He felt like he was not respected. And yes, I know I was trying to be disrespectful all in my last Sloppy Joe time, but sometimes that mantle gets wrapped around my neck like a noose. Now, I didn't want to solve the mystery of what was going on in my husband's heart and mind. I think I was trying to solve a more deep-seated question that I ask myself a lot that has to do with valuing myself or questioning my value. I think in that moment I felt like I wondered if I mattered. I was reading into that situation that I didn't matter because of my own fears, my own insecurities. And if I can just stop in that moment and recognize my fear and admit it to myself, to God, and to my husband, then I can stop that train of thought from going down the track. And then I can come back and I can tell him, this is what I was thinking and feeling. And it might solve some kind of mystery for him as well. A lot of the time, he's clueless what was going on in my heart and mind. So filling in the blank for our spouse, once we recognize what it is we think and feel, can be a great way to talk about what is on our mind. I hope that helps you. Thanks so much for joining me for another Sloppy Joe Time.